Okay, hello and welcome to Two Maggies Up Top, that Premier League podcast fueled by the Magnums. We're back again, episode 31. Let's go. If you don't already know, I'm your host, Big Kes, aka Kes Ferdinand. I'm leaving it there. You know what? I'm starting to take L's with the names now. I'm leaving it to Premier League legend. Kes Ferdinand, that's me, fam. Don't watch that. To my right, we've got my co-host. You know the name. Come loud and proud today, boy.
Come on!
Big Pans, aka N'Golo Kante,
aka Champions of Europe 2 times over, baby! Campeones! Oh, you know what, yeah? I'm just gonna say it like this.
Yeah.
The whole podcast, man. Just gonna hold the flag high.
You can't even give me no talk today, boy.
Come on, boy, this is...
Strong shoulders if you can hold that for an hour, boy.
Alright, nah, come on the boys. Come on the boys.
Yeah, congrats, bro.
Congrats, man.
Congrats.
That's one of them ones, yeah. I saw a meme the other day, yeah, and it was like Arsenal fans trying to argue Chelsea fans these days. And it was like
The African body.
Oh, that, yeah. What was it? We didn't have the capacity.
We no longer have the capacity.
It's on Barley.
That one got me.
You said me that one.
That one got me.
Yeah,
That's too real, fam. That's too real. There's no argument to it. Fam.
On Sunday, I feel like you were celebrating with me.
Blood, you might as well, fam.
Because,
Might as well, blood.
yeah.
Nah, there's no chat really to be having about like even biggest club in London, blood. Can't even argue now, fam. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why you argued the first time, but...
Nah, you know why we argue, fam. We were there first, but you meant overtaken. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
Nah,
we
you
won it
overtook
before
it.
you, innit? We won it first. We won it.
Nah, you done your thing, innit? But obviously, you remember the juniors, but now you're the seniors, innit? You know the words.
Listen,
This is your day,
nothing's gonna affect me tonight, boy. Nothing's gonna affect me tonight. All I'm gonna say is that I can't believe we've done it twice.
See, bad again.
Nah, that's all mad.
Respect.
Yeah, respect, yeah. No, trust me, yeah. That's in the Mourinho.
Because when we spoke last time, I weren't too confident, remember?
Yeah.
At first I was like, and I thought...
Nah, listen, we'll start on you boys. But to my left, the boys back. It's Big Lows, aka Pana Lowey. What you saying, fam?
I deserve that one. It's been a few weeks. I deserve that one.
That was actually nice.
He was decent, fam. Lowey's gold, fam.
And the backflips.
Yeah, the flips up, yeah, he was gold.
Was he at Portsmouth?
He was,
FA
yeah,
Cup.
Newcastle.
FA Cup win?
Newcastle, yeah.
I'm
Nah,
not sure.
was he there?
Not sure.
Maybe not anyway.
What you saying, Low? It's been a minute, fam.
I know, man. It's good to be back, man.
Come on. Back in the
Good
game,
to be
boy.
back, but you guys done a good job.
Yeah,
It's
come
been,
on.
do you know what though? Although I haven't been here, it's been nice to be a listener. Like, you probably thought that as well. It's been nice to listen.
To listen, yeah.
And not be involved in it because you're just like, you just take everything
Take it
in.
in, yeah,
everything
yeah,
in.
yeah,
So yeah, man, it's good to be back.
Yeah, man, held up the fort. But yeah, good to have you back, man.
Yeah, welcome
Come on.
back, bro.
Boy. So yeah, like we said, you man the European champions Europe 2 times. You know what? What I'll say on that, and I'll let you take the floor, is winning it once is, yeah, okay, well done. To win it twice, big man thing, that's big. That is big. But
Yeah.
United won it twice, wasn't it? Like,
I checked, they won it 3 times. They won it like back in 19, like, I think it was the 60s or something, or the 80s.
one of them
They won it twice in your generation.
But
But they won it twice in our generation.
in a generation.
And slyly, if it weren't for the John Terry slip, we probably would have won it 3 times as well. But what time? It is what it is.
That's why he's not Premier League legend.
And you cannot say that. Nah, but yeah, boy, like we said, innit? Like I was a little bit, I was very nervous about the game. When I saw the lineup for City and I saw no Aguero, forget the whole Rodri and Fernandinho thing, I was just gassed there was no Aguero. Like on a real, I was actually glad he was playing Sterling and Mahrez.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
with a
though,
false
just don't
nine of
forget the
De Bruyne.
Rodri Fernandinho thing. I think that's big though. I think Tuchel was in his head because I don't know how many games this season he's gone without one of the two in there as a whole.
59 out of 60 or something, 61. 59.
Like,
Madness.
when that's what I'm doing that, yeah, I'm thinking, I don't know, man, is he overthinking it? Like,
I mean, I think, like, as great as a manager Pep is, there's no doubt in him. I think that is his only Achilles, where he overthinks too much in it. And probably this was a case of trying to do that. I think personally, though, he thought that we would go defensive, which we did, and he would just go all out attack and try and kill the game early, and it just didn't happen because the boys, like, special mentions to Reece James and Ben Chilwell, because they had Mahrez and Sterling on toast, like the whole night, like on a real, like the whole night. And Christensen, when he came on as well, did a job. Rudiger was solid. Thiago Silva was solid. Aspilicueta, they were all. The whole team just did. They were together in it. Whereas I think City actually, as the game went on, Joe Cole kept saying it. The energy just felt right on Chelsea's side, innit? So I don't know, boy. Like it was anything can happen in the final, innit? I was nervous, but as the game grew and we scored that goal just for half time, I think to myself, you know what? They've got to score 2 now, and it don't even look like they're going to score 1. So yeah.
Yeah, I think as much as we can look at City in that final, and there are a few areas where we probably can, I think you've got to give credit to Chelsea. There's some outstanding performances in there. Kante was phenomenal in the midfield.
I mean, surely for me, he's got to be Ballon d'Or, innit? It has to be.
I mean, to be fair, it's up for grabs this year.
It's got to be.
Because we've had Messi and Ronaldo the last 10 years. And Messi had a good season.
I'm going to call it now, Lewandowski.
So I think that's the only candidate against him.
I'm thinking now, because he broke
the record.
But then I think though, if you just again like,
but he wasn't even voted the best striker in Germany, though. But as a fan vote.
Yeah. But I think again though, at the Champions League medal to what N'Golo Kante's done over the last 5-6 years, and also it always tends to go to an attacking player for the Ballon d'Or. I actually think this year, if anyone's going to get it, I think it should be N'Golo Kante.
Speaking on Kante, because we had an interesting chat in the group chat. Angela brought up an interesting point. I want to get your take on it. He says Kante, the best CDM in history. No argument. That's what my man's saying. I mean, it's a tough one. The in history thing's a hard one, but if you look at his record, I think he's won every trophy there is to win now.
No, he has, yeah.
He's won every trophy there is to win. What's your take on it?
Well, he's not won every trophy there is to win. He's won.
No, he has.
Well, he's not won the La Liga, innit?
Oh, this guy, fam.
This guy, bro. That's what I'm saying. He hasn't won the fucking Bundesliga and the Serie A.
What's the Saudi Cup?
You said he's won everything.
The Saudi Arabian
he's won everything. He's played. He can do it.
Has he won the Ligue 1 as well?
What?
He played in France, no?
No, but fam, he's won every major trophy.
You know what I'm saying, though?
But he's won the
Premier League,
top division title.
Then you
the
got
League Cup, the FA Cup.
Have you? He didn't win the Arab Prem, like big man.
No. He didn't play in Arab. He played in France.
But then he hasn't played in.
To be fair,
which that argument was done.
Did he play? But I'm sure he played. France? He played second division in France.
Did he win that?
No, I don't know if he won that. But you're saying that he's
won every trophy he can win in football, in the sense of where he's played, innit?
Mate, he didn't win the Essex Senior Alliance Cup.
Did Makelele do the same thing though?
Nah, I don't think so.
He didn't win Champions League.
Yeah, but I don't think Makelele won a Premier League.
He must have won the Liga, bro.
He didn't win an FA trophy either, mate.
Man's running with his.
Or the Army Cup.
You know, running with his dead joke.
Fam, that was
forcing it, fam. You know, I'm forcing it.
He's won the Emirates Cup.
You know, I'm forcing it.
That's it.
I'm asking if he's won because he won leagues, isn't it?
Oh, fam.
Wait, he's not won the Scottish Prem. Fucking hell, alright, cool.
But he has won everything, innit?
He's won everything that he could win, innit?
I can't bother with you, man, right now, fam. I can't bother with you, man.
Back to the question, but man, speaking of technicalities.
You're asking me a question for me. There's no prior research, so it's hard to come and argue. So, like I said about Makelele, for example, because he's got to be in and around that chat, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think Makelele has won it all. Like, on the roll, I'm pretty sure that's a fact.
For me, the ones, to ones I was throwing out there.
Yeah.
Obviously, you got Keane, Vieira.
Yeah.
Phenomenal midfilders. If you're going back for Makelele. You got guys like Davids, Deschamps going back further.
Yeah.
It's a tough one, isn't it? I think that the in history argument is a tough.
It's hard.
Yeah, I think the in history ones is a tough. Graham Souness of his time. He won European Cups as well. The history things are different. It's difficult, isn't it? That was my argument to it. But
in the last 2-3 years, there's probably not been a more consistent midfield.
Last 5 years.
Centre midfield, maybe 5 years.
Or 6 since he's come. So he had Leicester Premier League.
Yeah.
Went to Chelsea the following year.
6 years ago, yeah.
Won the Premier League.
No, yeah. Was he not slow 1 year? Better than saying that. It's one season.
Then he had one season where he didn't win anything domestically, but then he won the World Cup. Then he came back and won the Europa League. Yeah. With Chelsea. Now he's just won the Champions League and he's won an FA Cup and a League Cup.
So if he wins the Euros, yeah, is that everything? Or has he already won Euros?
I don't know if he's won the Euros.
So if he wins the Euros this year, then we could put him in that bracket. I don't think you can beat that.
I don't think in general over the last decade there's been a better CDM
not
than N'Golo
not
Kante.
CDM and consistency.
Like the guy's phenomenal. Like he's unbelievable.
Yeah, and I think like even comparing to like guys like Vieira had the size and presence. Yeah, this guy he's small, but he's just everywhere.
But do you know what I like about him though? Since Conte came in, yeah. No, not Conte. Since Sarri came in, he was the one that played him a bit more forward, right? And N'Golo Kante actually even now, even under Tuchel, he still drives. Like and like Joe Cole said at the end of the game, Makelele and all them man would have done their job, sat there and done their thing. And N'Golo Kante is slightly a bit techie, you know. He can go forward with the ball as well.
I think that was mad for Sarri to play him there.
I'm not gonna lie, that was too.
It was. But I feel like Tuchel has got the balance right with him, and he can still like when we counter attack, you still see N'Golo bombing forward, and he's got a bit techie, you know. Like he's got something.
There's more to his game
than just defending.
Getting the ball. No, he has got more to his game.
But overall, I mean, what a night for the club. And I mean, won't go too much. I can go all day in it, but more time we'll go at the end. But I can't believe the boys have done it. So, yeah, I'm proud of them. And that made the FA Cup loss. If we lost that final, I was already vexed about the FA Cup.
But you can forget.
But now I can actually understand, and we said it on the episode. We have to go win the Champions League now. So
next guy I want to touch on him is obviously Mourinho. We talked on him. And you didn't like the fact that he went to Spurs. You thought he ruined his legacy and whatnot.
Oh boy.
I'm seeing Conte's linked to Spurs now.
Oh yeah, it's a bit mad.
That's a bit mad. If Conte does go to Spurs, is it same energy for Conte?
No, because Mourinho's legacy at Chelsea is a lot greater and deeper than Conte's was. However, like I'm still not going to be gassed, or I still don't want Antonio Conte to be going to Spurs because the guy's a serial winner. But he's won everything he can do wherever he's been.
So obviously, Conte only won one league title with you, but he's got some sort of legacy at Chelsea.
Of course he has.
Does he ruin that going to Spurs?
Yeah, like to a certain degree, yes. But at the same time, Mourinho's, like I said, cuts deeper because man won us 3 titles, won us our first, you know what I mean? Back to back. Like what the guy did for the club. I know there's no disregarding what Conte's done for the club, but Mourinho's success for me runs a lot deeper, emotionally as well, a lot deeper in it.
I hear that.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I hear that.
But more time, I don't want Conte to go Spurs.
What do you make of Conte to Spurs?
I want the best managers managing in the best league. That's my personal opinion. And although that could affect my team, I think, like you said, who's watching Serie A? And listen, what he achieved, as you said, he's a winner, done his job there, but he left for a reason, innit?
Well, he fell out of the board because they wouldn't
sell a couple man and they won't spend.
They're so for cash in it.
I'm not sure Spurs is the place where you're going to start getting bare cash unless you're selling Kane.
That's my argument.
But I know this guy's probably getting offered the most in terms of.
Well, I think that's
He'll be on 15 mil a year.
They were saying in it, that's the only difference right now. They're very far away from wage demands, isn't it?
Yeah, because he probably wants a big money if he's going to do that.
Yeah, he's a smart brother. He's a smart brother.
Of course he is. I mean, but you want that if you're going to. I don't get.
But then also, does that open up PSG if Pochettino goes back for Conte? Because he's talking about serial winner.
I'm not gonna lie. I'd much rather see Poch go back to Spurs, and I'd much rather see Conte go to PSG because I'm not being funny. I feel like no disregarding Poch at all. I do feel like though Conte will bring some different mentality to Spurs. And even make the average man them at Spurs when they lose Kane. He's gonna turn him because bro, he made Victor Moses like when we won the league that year. We didn't have the greatest team in the league.
No, you didn't.
And he made the squad litty. Like every man was balling.
You had Gary Cahill, David Luiz, and who was the third one in there? In that back three.
Was Christensen there?
It was Christensen. He played Christian the whole year.
And then you had flipping Victor
Moses. He was playing in wing back.
And Marcus Alonso.
Marcus Alonso.
Like even that, like
he brought in Emerson Palmieri as well.
He made some dead silence, to be fair, but don't they all?
Obviously, he had a very world class Eden Hazard though. To be fair to him.
Yeah.
But even people like Michy Batshuayi and all them man there, fam. Like, do you know what I'm saying?
Goal in that,
Like so, boy, Antonio Conte, I think is an asset to wherever he goes, and I hope it's not Spurs.
Yeah, nah, agreed. I mean, to be fair, I don't want to see Conte go to Spurs for obvious reasons. I just think, you know what? I don't know what Levy's telling him though, because I'm looking at Spurs now thinking these men look doomed. Kane wants to go. You got to sign up Son and that. You got no cash.
Yeah, I don't
know how you're enticing Conte to go there, but the money talks, innit? So.
Maybe England as well. I don't know. London.
Yeah, back in London, maybe. Boy, talking about managers though, Ancelotti's just bounced on a quick team.
Oh my gosh,
and who blames him?
Nah, big man.
James Rodriguez blames him.
Oh.
Because my guy, I saw the meme, fam.
Oh.
My guy said, I saw the meme, he made him come to leave Madrid to go Everton.
Oh,
And then he was like, see ya.
Rodriguez.
See ya.
He left, man, real quick.
He left him quick.
You better put in some bid for him or something. Boy.
Yeah, boy, because
Yeah.
Rodriguez now is stuck here in Goodison Park, fam. Man's stuck in Goodison Park.
The Duncan Ferguson and them, man.
Like, he's stuck up north, where it rains all year, fam. And my guy's left Spain from Madrid to come to Everton.
That's we laugh, Literally, normally, you hear like, especially with Sky Sports, they're late to the party all the time,
All the time.
Blood. You heard that the rumour, Ancelotti linked to the job. Next thing you know, Ancelotti signed. They weren't even on negotiations, man. Man said, you want me, And you know what, And you, man, I love it.
I don't know what's wrong with you can't compete, I didn't see one statement from Everton like, we're going to do what we can do. Nothing. They just conceded. They conceded.
The joke is,
fair,
man had years on his contract in that year. You still got to let him go,
like, Madrid must have paid out big compensation as well to get.
Yeah.
And probably, to be fair, that's why Everton were like, come
I'm
on.
just thinking now, who's got that? For me, you're not getting them big signings that you made before.
Nah.
That Ancelotti is a big name, innit?
Yeah, no, Ancelotti's a big name, but then what did they really do last? What did they
Even
really do
Ancelotti-
last season?
Even Ancelotti did.
I said it in the
The
chat.
league's competitive though, man. The league's competitive.
It is.
competitive.
But compared to what everyone was hyping Spurs up to,
When they finished
Everton
ninth.
up to be,
But if it's 9th, 10th.
Below
us.
they flopped it, fam.
Yeah, man,
Like,
actually, they're dead.
I'm telling you, Everton are not going with nothing. I'm telling you.
Merseyside Spurs.
Merseyside Spurs. I'd back Leeds next season to do better than Everton.
That's a good shout.
I'd like 100% under Bielsa. I've had a few signings. Everton, you got the P in that, but I don't know what you do from here, fam. I mean,
They're linked with.
Nuno's linked in it, so it's a good job for Nuno, I guess.
I actually think it's a lit job for Nuno.
It's a good job for Nuno.
From Wolves to Everton, I think that's a good step up for him.
Good step up.
How's he going to work with guys that are not Portuguese?
I think
he's got to work with. But to be fair, though, he's worked with the Scouts already, so he must have.
His English is good, innit? Yeah, man.
I think it's more Wolves in general, innit? The Portuguese flex.
Yeah, Wolves are now looking to get the Benfica manager.
Yeah.
Portuguese.
Yeah.
So,
But I think Nuno will be a great signing for Everton.
Yeah.
It's a good step up for him.
Yeah.
And he can push them for European football as
He
well.
fits with their style of play as well, innit? I think he'd fit
And he
well
has some
there.
cash. Looks like he might have cash to work with.
Yeah.
The way they've been moving,
So to be fair, I said not bad
Yeah.
on nothing. If Nuno comes in, it all depends on transfers and whatnot.
But if they just got all that P from Ancelotti's compensation to buy him out of his contract, plus the TV money they're going to get, that's a good little pot, you know, to spend for Nuno.
I guess it's more how you entice players there, innit? Obviously, okay, you can slap a wage on them, but what are you telling them?
Yeah.
To get them
All
there.
I know, he must be bringing the Wolves scouts with him.
Yeah, trust me.
Do
Do you reckon he'll bring anyone from Wolves? Like, as in, any play? Do you reckon he'll go for any players there?
Not anyone that's like...
Like obviously.
Not that's already going to fit. I don't think that they need, innit? They need.
I reckon Traore might actually do.
That's one name I would have
do
said.
actually alright.
I can see Wolves, maybe parting ways, little 40 mil. But do Everton need try? To be
They've
fair.
already wasted 35 mil on their Wobie, man.
Boy.
That's what I'm saying. I think they lack in a winger. You know what I mean? They got Rodriguez, but
No, you could be right.
I reckon Traore whipping in balls to Richarlison and playing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I reckon it could be a good little addition to the squad.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like I said, I don't want to make too many predictions on next season because it depends on what teams do in the window and that. And obviously, we'll come back to that. But could be a good job. I just slewed Everton and then brought them back in the next statement. But yeah, Nuno Everton could be a good fit, to be fair. So I guess we have to watch this space in it. Trent. Yeah, Trent out for the Euros.
Yeah. Breaking, innit?
Breaking. Yeah. Obviously, we've got the Euro show coming next week and that. But England played their first friendly yesterday. Trent out injured. I mean, they did have 4 right backs there.
Now they got 3.
Now they got 3. Yeah.
I feel for Trent though.
I do feel for him after all that whole drama. To
Yeah, I
be
feel for him.
you got to feel for
I feel
him.
for Trent.
Yeah.
My question to you, man, now is who comes in Trent's place?
I think they'll take Lingard. I don't think it's the right pick.
I
Who would
agree.
you
Personally, I think you're gonna. We saw against Austria. You can't play him wide. I think we knew that from time ago. You don't play him wide. For me, he hasn't got the legs. He hasn't got the ability to really take on man like that out wide. For me personally, then you try playing number 10. There's 4 or 5 man already there that's ahead of you. Like again, my opinion. So then for me, I'm looking at what happens if we lose it. What's the plan when we lose it? Do we ain't taking off Kane?
Yeah.
And you're not just gonna throw what? Dominic Calvert-Lewin, so we're just going to whip balls in the box all the time. We've got to put pressure on big players. So for me, I would take an Ollie Watkins because I want a different type of striker who can get in behind the fence, who can pressure the back four or back three, depending on what the opposition's playing.
That's right.
That'd be my opinion.
That's a good pick, to be fair. The only thing I'll say on the Lingard topic where I slightly disagree is taking Lingard, what you're taking is a confident guy at the minute. A guy that believes that he can do whatever. Like, he's done things at West Ham that I don't even think he had in his locker, innit? So, as much as I get what you're saying, he being effective out wide and whatnot, having that confidence in the camp could be a good feature. But
I throw it back at you is how many players do you know that have taken their fantastic form into England squad, in England duty?
yeah, it's not been a great line.
And I'm not blaming the players as such.
Yeah.
You know who I'm already cussing off with this. But how many people have played that well for their club, and we could name tons. Go look at Foden, Mounts, and that's just now. Yeah, and when they come play for England, it just don't seem to work out the same.
Yeah.
But I know what you're saying with the confidence thing.
Yeah, I don't know how you're putting Foden and Mount in there. This is their first big competition.
No, but I'm saying is that the first guys
I thought you was going Gerrard, Lampard. But yeah,
even them guys that are coming now, like, okay, yeah, they haven't played much in it since the whole season, but I even look at, realistically, the only guy I've seen that look at the threat is Grealish.
Yeah, with them, man, though, I think this is their coming of age tournament.
Has to be.
This is Foden's breakout season, and Mount as well has come on a match.
I agree.
This is their tournament for me, for them man to go and say, listen,
do your thing.
Well, actually, not said
Bellingham as well.
In the past, though, it's not really worked out like that.
Nah, no, you're right. In the past, with the
I agree, fam.
But that's when they had them man trying to fit all the big names into you know what I mean.
Even if I look at 2018, not even that as far back.
Yeah, what happened in 2018?
Kane didn't pass to Sterling. That's what fucking happened.
Oh yeah, should have squared it.
If Kane passed to Sterling, we might talk a difference.
But we played a well-organised Croatia. We didn't play a great Croatia.
Nah, it's not great.
Yeah, we should have beaten them. We should have beaten them.
Regardless of the
the chances we had and the pass.
I'd expect to brush up Croatia if we played in this tournament.
Yeah,
I'd expect.
Same. I you know what I mean? Like, I think.
But I wouldn't be surprised if you don't.
True. Yeah.
I think we've had greater England teams in the past, as in players. You're talking about the golden era of like Gary Neville, Ashley Cole, Joe Cole, Frank Lampard, Steven Gerrard, Wayne Rooney, like Rio Ferdinand. You're talking. I think you're talking a greater squad. But right now, the amount of talent in this team, the amount of actual like
I'm talking about
potential talent is mad.
I think only time will tell in it because them times you had a load of men that were great players but rigid. You couldn't play.
No, but football was a lot more. You know what I mean? Big man.
But even them times though, you was trying to find a way to get Scholes, Gerrard,
but that's what I'm saying.
Lampard,
How good that team was.
That's what I'm saying.
That team was nuts.
It was crazy on paper, but then again, in this England team, what I see is man that can play several different positions. So you can move man around. Them man there, I'm seeing.
Who's holding?
I'm saying, okay, listen, we all play this role, and you got Gerrard and Lampard both. It's like,
that's what I'm saying. I feel like the actual potential of this team is amazing compared to what we've had since I've been born. The quality back in the day, like when we were 90s and noughties and that, you're looking at that team on paper, I can't believe they didn't win a trophy, let alone a Euros or you know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear that.
David Beckham, Wayne Rooney, like you're talking all these.
But I think this is another squad where you're looking at I mean, obviously it's too early to call these man legends, but if you're looking at
that's what I'm saying, the potential.
It's a bit early to have this talk in it, but I think you got literally.
The players there is it's a squad. It's a squaddy.
So we'll see what happens with England. Obviously, we're going to touch on them next week in the episode. But for this particular week, this episode, I want to just round up the Premier League season. Obviously, Premier League season's done now. But I think we've had such a crazy season in many regards. I feel like we've got to round it up before we move on into the Euros. Come on. Yeah, so... Boom, what I really want to put together is a little team of the season. So we'll assemble that team, a manager of the season, and then we'll look at young player and player of the season as well, yeah? So before we even get into the team, let's start with manager. Who's managing this team from this season? Who are we looking at?
So how are we going to do it? Do we go, you're going to control it and then we'll...
Nah, manager of the season, whoever's got who they think, talk the floor, let's start the discussion.
Will we say one word in or explanation as well?
I've got two managers only.
Let's go. Let me hear it.
Guardiola and Moyes.
Only one could fit.
If I had to, I'm going to throw them out there.
Guardiola,
for me,
Guardiola
for obviously what he's done with City.
Yeah.
But Moisinho for what actually for me is a greater achievement for West Ham than City winning their 5th league title.
Agreed. Yeah.
I think Moyes is a good shout if it isn't going to be Guardiola.
Yeah. Okay.
I would have backed the Moyes chat if they got Champions League. And don't get me wrong, they made a mad achievement. But I just think from where Man City were and everyone were writing them off in November, December time, then Gundogan done the mad thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I hear
And
that.
turned it around.
I
For
do hear
me, that is a sign of what players, but also what the manager can do and get the best out of the players. And that's what he needs to do. For me, that is why I've put him literally just above, a step above Moyes.
I agree with what you're saying there, but I still look at him and think to myself, Guardiola's he's got the best out of world-class man, and he's won the league.
Who the fuck would have put West Ham in Europa League?
Moyes has got more than the best. So these men are operating at your best is here, they're giving them about 40% more to get to where they got to. And I know they missed out on Champions League, but even the fact that we've got them in the conversation, when we look at some of the other teams and the money they spent to be in those Champions League positions, the fact that West Ham's even in the conversation, I'm not gonna lie, I'm leaning towards Moyes just for that reason. I think to myself,
make a decision, bro.
Yeah, no.
You're saying Moyes.
Leaning towards Moyes. Yeah.
So we got Moyes
I think,
manager.
Well,
I
up to
think-
you, innit? You got to choose.
To be honest, bro, like I fully understand what Lowey's saying, because on the train on the way here, I was like, oh, Guardiola, it's another Premier League from where they were. But like you're saying, that's why I initially put Moyes in there, because I actually can't believe they got fucking Europa League, let alone anything else. So yeah, I think it'd be nice to put a difference in there and give Moyes the credit, because
I think he deserves it. And I know it's not Premier League. Had Guardiola won the Champions League for the first time this year,
then I
might be looking at thinking, okay.
Yeah, but that's deterring away from what the Premier League.
Oh boy, I've got bare Chelsea.
Yeah, I get that. I do get that. But I just think if we look at that's a fair point. But I think if we're weighing the two between Moyes and Guardiola, I think
We've gone Moyes.
Guardiola's done what he's supposed to do.
I'm not sitting there and going, terrible choice.
They're both good options, isn't it? Both good options.
I think Moyes done a madness this year.
I think it's a good shot.
All right, cool. Before we even jump into, in fact, now let's go through the team. Let's go through the teams, and
We're doing positions, or?
So I think we'll go positions. I think we've agreed on a 4-3-3 formation. Yeah.
Yep.
Boom. So we'll start with the goalkeeper, and then we'll work across the back line. So anyone to hit me with who your goalkeeper is for the team this season? You got Edison.
Golden Glove. Like, fucking know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pretty obvious for me.
Yeah.
I would maybe go Martinez or Mendy with Cart, because I still think, as much as you man were gunning Mendy at the start, I think actually now he's proven that he's actually a very good keeper. The amount of clean sheets my guys had, he's only had half a season. But you got to go Edison for me personally.
Okay.
Wouldn't argue as such, but I'll put Sam Johnson in. I thought the season he's had from a relegation club,
it's a good shot,
and how much this guy's getting peppered week in, week out. But the defence in front of him, I look at them, Championship man.
Big man thing, yeah.
And he gets his England call up because of this. And for me, he's the form English goalkeeper.
100%.
That's a good shot.
He's my goalkeeper of the year, and he's in my team.
I think that's a great shout. I didn't actually pick him, but I'll tell you why I think that's a great shout. Because it's not very often that you can have a keeper in a team that's got relegated, conceded as many goals, nearly 60 goals in the league.
He's made the least mistakes of any goalkeeper.
Exactly, but he's made the least mistakes. He's been called up to England for the World Cup.
Yeah.
It's unheard of. Yeah, for the Euros. It's unheard of. So I think that's a great shout, Sam Johnson. And he definitely deserves credit for this season.
But
yeah, you know the but coming. I've gone with Martinez, Emi Martinez, and I just think that first of all, I've been very happy to see his success this season. Slightly burning, but happy for him, because he's been a guy he's waited a long time for his turn. And when he moved to Villa, he's happy for him. He called it a step up, and what he's gone and proven to me is that he stepped up. He stepped up to the mark. I think he's equalled Brad Friedel's long-standing record of clean sheets in the season. To go to Villa and keep 15 clean sheets in the Premier League, is phenomenal.
That was also an Aston Villa finishing 5th or 6th. It wasn't Aston Villa that was finishing 10th. 11th.
Exactly. So I think for me, single-handedly, Aston Villa have had goalkeeper issues for years, and he has gone in there, and I think he's enabled the likes of Mings and Konza to be a lot better, because they've got a certified keeper behind them. So you're hearing both centre backs being mentioned for the England call up. Obviously, Mings got it over. Konza didn't, unfortunately. But he's enabled the back line to play with a lot more confidence and freedom, knowing that they've got a solid keeper behind them. So for me, Emi Martinez has been a phenomenal signing, and he made my team in the season.
It's 3 tough choices.
It's 3 tough
I
ones.
don't think there's 3 valid certain choices in
And you
it.
notice as well, they're all from different teams,
Angles.
different stages
Yes,
of
yes,
that
yes.
as well in that league.
Who are we gonna go with?
I'll be real with you. We have to narrow it down somehow. For the same reason why you went away from Guardiola,
I'm gonna do an underdog team.
I want to go away from Ederson. Just because I feel like Ederson has tons of plaudits since he come to England, and he's going to continue to get tons of plaudits in the years to come. Who knows whether Sam Johnston's going to have another season like this?
Or playing the Premier League.
I think
you think
but,
he should,
yeah. But for me, I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I'd like to go between Martinez and Sam Johnson just for the fact that.
Do you know what? Do you know what? I totally agree with what you said about Martinez. The only problem I find with Martinez is that I don't feel like he was as consistent as Sam Johnson. And what I mean by this is that I think he was very good at the beginning, very good. And I think he just kind of tailored off.
Do you think?
Tailored off, and I think he made a couple of mistakes as well towards the back end of the season. And that's what I'm gonna make. That's what I'm gonna make a slight difference of. But I thought Martinez was, don't get me wrong, Martinez, best signing Villa made.
But you know what? I'm gonna throw out there. Yeah. You're gonna concede 60 goals. Couldn't be that good, mate. My guy's got 15 clean sheets up in here.
His team went unbeaten against European champions.
It's a tough one, isn't it? To be fair, all 3 guys probably deserve to be in there for their own rights, yeah? But that's what I'm going for. My guy in the team he's got to see the 60 goals.
Yeah, you know Martinez was in that team from September.
Yeah.
He kept going.
This guy's called Martinez
From
up
early,
from
and he's been
but you know what? He stayed with it though.
Listen, I'm happy to move to Martinez just because of Sam Johnson's
I think they're both underdog choices.
Sam Johnson's relegation team.
But yeah, I think Martinez will.
Let me have this one, man. Let me have this
go
one.
on,
Let's
go
go
on.
Martinez.
Otherwise it'd be an argument.
Boy, we ain't even got to the fucking.
Nah.
filled it,
Alright,
man.
cool, nah. Alright, right back. Pick me up.
Yeah, because we're not going for 4. Just feel like the back 4. Otherwise we'd be going slow. No.
Yeah, we are going back 4.
Yeah, no, Lowey's saying do it
whole
all.
back 4.
I'll just say my whole back 4, Lowey,
Oh.
rather than do
Or do you
position.
want to go position? You're the boss.
I don't mind.
I thought-
I've just said my right back though. Kufal.
Kufal.
Oh, my right back's good. I do have the same right back. Good foul. That's nice.
I mean,
man.
don't get it twisted, yeah. On the train here, blood, it was Reece James.
Well,
Because-
almost had Luke Ayling in there.
Oh,
Do you know what?
To be fair.
Yeah.
He's carried them all the most.
But Reece James won Champions League, blood.
Yeah.
And Reece
you're
James.
right.
That's Champions League.
Reece James.
Can't be doing that.
Reece James is. Can we just say it? He's solid.
Yeah,
fam.
first of all, I like the fact that you man consider Kufal, to be fair, because I think he's had a solid season.
Yeah.
But now, since we've all got Kufal, I think it's important to shout out some of the other right backs had a good season.
So we decided on
Reece-
Kufal, yeah.
I think Kufal's in
Yeah,
there.
that's fair.
Reece James.
Reece James, boy.
Hector Bellerin.
Coming of
This guy's also joking, you know.
Hey, this ain't the best swag awards, fam.
Otherwise, Pana
Yeah, Pan Lowey right in there, captain.
There's only one Don when it comes to swag. Man like Hector.
Yeah.
man.
But nah, Reece James, phenomenal.
Yeah.
Again, coming of age season.
Yeah.
He's been, pocketed Sterling in the Champions League final.
Vardy. He pocketed Vardy in the FA Cup as well.
Yeah.
Cancelo. But he's just done
Yeah, do you know what? Yeah,
Cancelo, yeah.
Cancelo as well has got to get a
Because
shout.
the guy doesn't play right back half the time.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he's like a Marcus Alonso for City, blood.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
playing
man.
right back or left back, but you see him
Instead of midfield.
in the middle of the box.
Yeah.
But he does a madness. So I think
Yeah.
shout out to him.
Obviously, Trent had a good end to the season. He struggled throughout the season.
Shout out.
Luke Alien.
One guy will actually, and if it wasn't for injury, he'd probably be in my team. James Justin.
James
Justin.
Before he done his knee,
He was the best right back in the league.
30.
Yeah.
Would have been pushing for the Euros as well.
Wishing for speedy recovery as well, man. Went back, back to that.
Honourable mentions for Wan-Bissaka.
I
mean-
mean, fuck I'm sucking.
Yeah.
No, hey,
Yeah.
oh, United fans get me all the time, but no,
Honourable mention, innit? Honourable
But to
mention.
be, honourable mention. I think I would go Luke Shaw more, like pressing for him rather than Wan-Bissaka. I know it's different position, but when we get to the left back,
That's how those different
no,
positions.
listen. What I'm saying is,
I like Aguero.
what I'm saying is, when we get to left back, there's more of a pressing argument for
Okay,
Luke
yeah,
Shaw
yeah,
rather than Wan-Bissaka.
Well, that's like Luke Shaw's not getting the team from.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Right, listen,
but-
let's so that's right back sorted. Kufal, 30. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw out my centre backs.
Yeah.
Let's see what similarities
I'm
we've got
gonna
here.
say.
I've got Diaz and Fofana.
Same.
Diaz Stones.
Okay, so the talking point. So Diaz is in.
Fofana played more games this year, man.
Nah, blood, listen.
A 19
Stones came back from Stones resurrected this year.
Yeah. He was on
John Stones scored.
Yeah.
You got to remember as well the important goals. Not only that he clean sheets, he scored some important goals for City's title.
So let's talk on both, man.
He didn't win the Champions League.
Let's talk on both.
For final, nothing.
First of all,
in the FA Cup, but
yeah.
More time. I'm going Stones.
Let's talk on both, man. So for Stones, I think credit to him. He's bounced back from many men written him off. He's bounced back.
Yeah.
Shown great character, and had a good season. Yeah. The flip side to that is obviously Diaz coming in as that marquee guy would have made me look like an elite centre back as well. Yeah. That's what I think.
But the clash is Fofana. I know what you're saying, but the clash is Fofana Stones. And for me, Leicester fumbled it, blood. They didn't even get Champions League.
No, but Fofana coming in as a young 19-year-old guy from France in his first season and badding up the way he has in the Prem.
I hear that.
He deserves credit.
But didn't he even give away the penalty on the last day of the season? One of the two.
Yeah,
So
He won the FA Cup.
Yeah.
I'm not being funny,
Give
yeah.
some credit.
I know, but if we're talking about, you keep saying the Premier League team, Leicester fumbled it, blood.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know
They fumbled
why
it.
are we arguing the point? Because it's 2v1 anyway.
Well, yeah,
I lost the 2v1 last time.
Slightly, but that's fair.
John Stones for me is had a better season than Fofana. I'm not saying Fofana's not had a good season.
No, in the sense that John Stones is also in a better team and whatnot. Fofana's coming as a young 19-year-old kid from a different country.
I hear that.
And he's bodied it for me.
So
Stones, credit to Stones though. I rate the season he's had, and I rate what he's done.
Agree to disagree.
Man on the Undertaker thing.
Well, to be fair,
when he got the special move and he just loved to sit up.
To be fair,
I just think the levels.
I just got a feeling we're gonna have another argument on Stones when it comes to the England lineup next week. But but
Yeah.
Okay.
Was he not on your team, blood?
Boy, I need to think about that one, you know. But let's see.
I'm not being lying, but it's probably one position England aren't graced on, centre backs right now.
Yeah, only fullbacks too tough.
Fucking Harry Maguire and John Stones, about your best bet, innit?
Yes,
Who you else gonna go with, blood?
Tyrone Mings. No, listen. We're saying that for next week, guys. Yeah.
We'll agree to disagree, yeah.
Left back.
Sure.
Yeah, I think
Can't
that's
believe I said that.
I think Shaw's in there.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
I'm going Shaw, man. Luke Shaw, innit?
No, I rate that.
I'm a humble guy, cuz.
I rate that.
Although Chilwell was a close second.
Chilwell,
Still.
close second, and that's another one we're gonna have for the England team next week. Shout out, shout out Chilwell. Shout out my guy Kieran Tierney as well. Obviously Arsenal fumbled it.
Oh yeah, to be fair,
you deserve a mention on
I
that.
just like Tierney for his heart this year, innit?
Yeah. Shout out Aaron Cresswell. He had a good season as well.
Cresswell
He
was
had
a
a good
great
season.
shout.
Yeah.
It's a great shout.
Gillen.
So is that the back four, yeah?
Yeah, I think that's the back four sorted.
So you got, so just quick recap. You got right back, Kufal.
Yep.
Centre back pairing of Diaz and Stones. Fofana.
Yeah.
And then left back, Luke Shaw.
Left back, yeah. Cool.
Yeah, calm.
Run with that. So now we're getting to the midfield.
This is where it's going to get techie.
Yeah, it gets a bit techie. So I've got one in the pivot and two playing forward.
Please don't come with anyone else in the pivot. Don't do it. Don't even say Declan Rice. Don't do it. Just don't do it.
It's a bit techie.
Don't do it. And I don't care if it's 2 against 1. I'm slapping both of you if you start saying anything other than N'Golo Kante.
To be fair. And I can hear your Kante thing, and I definitely do. The reason why I need to tell you why I picked
Why is there a button there? Why is there a button there?
Let me tell you why I picked Rice. Because Kante's been phenomenal, innit? And to be fair, I'm happy with Viva. But for me, again, with the same thing, Rice.
He's put 40% extra into his performances.
I'm not having it.
But to be fair, I'm happy to go Kante on this one.
N'Golo Kante has got to be the pivot.
This guy just.
Because obviously Kante.
You done Rice?
Kante. If it's a choice between Kante and Rice, I'm thinking, am I really picking
That's like when you man come with.
There's a choice between Edison and Martinez. I'm still taking Edison.
No, but even on the season.
That's like when you man come with fucking Anderson over Thiago Silva, fam. Don't try to come with Rice over N'Golo Kante, please.
Anderson.
You lot were talking for time about Anderson as well.
Like, he had a good
My
5 days.
guy Anderson, he was elite the first couple of days coming from injury from.
Big Kes just come on a 5-minute rant, yeah, and scam the whole team.
Nah, you know what? No.
N'Golo Kante has to be in the pivot of that team. He has to be.
In the prep, has he had a cold season?
Has he been as cold as even under Lampard?
Blood, the whole year, fam.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sticking with Rice, innit?
Yeah.
I know he's had his couple injuries in that, but
obviously you're gassing on the Champions League team, but in the league, has he been that guy?
But bro,
Rice has been consistent in the league.
Bro,
this
you
season.
lost last game of the season,
and also you got to remember, that your gaffer got sacked halfway through, so it wasn't going that well.
So you're doing a full 360 now, yeah? Back to Declan Rice.
Now I'm deep in it, yeah. I'm thinking to myself like,
Rice.
I think in the Prem,
moving.
You know what? Yeah, I'm not coming back next week. Fuck it. I can't believe you've done that. But go on, go Rice 2 against 1 innit? Just keep it fair. But I think that's criminal.
No, but we're talking about on Premier League performance. Yeah.
You know what? Go on, keep talking.
Hit us up in the comments. Let us know innit. Like, you know what I mean, Rice or Kante. And we're not talking about what he's won and decorated career. We're talking about this season. Cool. So in our
This guy's getting the stats up.
Keep talking, man. Don't watch what I'm doing on camera.
Go. So cool. So we've got Rice here now. So we're looking at 2 CMs now. 2 CMs a bit further forward.
I want you to go.
You want me to go? I'm not gonna lie to you. My 2, and this is gonna cause a bit of debate. I've got.
Go on.
Is that backing you up, are they? Go on. Is that?
What?
What's your stat saying?
Okay, so 32 apps for 32. Declan Rice 30 for Kante.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, Declan Rice got 2 goals. Kante didn't score, but Kante's got 2 assists. Declan's only got 1. Declan's got 10 clean sheets. Kante's got 9. But then when you get to defending, which is what they do, goals conceded. N'Golo Kante's only conceded 24. Declan's conceded 37.
Oh, he's defending whacked. Yeah.
N'Golo Kante has made 79 tackles and won 42 of them. Declan Rice has only made 59 and only won 35.
I mean, based on that, that's not gonna.
It's even, to be fair. But more time. Yeah,
on that
more
front.
time.
Big up Declan Rice, innit? Big up Kante as well. Obviously, Champions League and that, but yeah.
Go on, do your thing.
So boom,
CMs.
Let me name my 2, and then obviously you man can go from there. So I've got Foden and Mount in there. Now, controversial maybe putting Foden in the middle there, but I think the kid's got quality, enough quality to be in there.
He's further up for me.
Cool. So
how are we gonna do that though? Like, as in, if low, have you got Foden in your CM? Oh, you lot are weird.
Who have you got in there?
You're playing Foden centre mid.
Who have you got?
He's got Mount.
De Bruyne Fernandes.
Well, you got Fernandes there.
Yeah, come on, man.
I've got De Bruyne and Foden there.
Where? So who are you playing?
Oh, so hold on.
You know.
Hold on. So in a
4-3-3.
You ain't got Mount in your team.
Huh?
No
Mount.
So
I ain't got Mount in my team. I can't believe I'm saying that. I don't have Mason Mount in my team.
so
I've been humble this team.
Okay, so who have you got in the middle? Foden and KDB.
So I've got KDB, Fernandes, and Foden, who doesn't play centre mid, plays in the 3 up top.
But he can play in the 3. I keep telling you.
Yeah.
He don't even play in the CM for City, blood. Where are you man going?
Alright, so cool. So I think
I'm sure he played there.
KDB's in.
Foden plays wide left, innit, for City, or
City,
wide right.
Yeah, he does.
False 9. He's also played centre.
Yeah, he's played
the 3 as well.
So, but I think KDB's definitely in. From
KDB, either for me, it's a City duo of KDB Gundogan for Gundogan's run,
I had Gundogan.
or KDB. I've gone KDB Fernandes, innit? But I'd go.
We can't choose a guy that's not out of our 3. That makes no sense. We've got to choose a guy outside of our 3.
Gundogan. Who's not in the 3 from that?
Who's got Gundogan in their team?
No, I said if I weren't picking Fernandes, I would go De Bruyne or Gundogan.
I changed it last minute. Gundogan would have been in it, but I don't think we can put Gundogan back in.
Yeah, I mean it's an interesting one because obviously Foden hasn't played centre midfield this season, innit?
Yeah, I personally think we need to stick with actual CMs. So for me, it's and Fernandes. As much as I hate the guy,
he's a cam though.
No, he's a CM. He plays CM with Pogba, innit? Or whoever he plays with.
Yeah, because they're different formats.
They played Fred and Thingy there, bet too.
They
played
40-3-1,
Yeah, but who's putting much sauce and
Nah,
fucking all these?
I'm
saying.
Only got a social.
Fernandes,
He's got no choice.
I think I can hear that in terms of because Foden hasn't played CM this season, so in this team of the season, I guess we keep him out of that for now. Who else have you got in your midfield? You had Mount.
No,
you didn't have Mount. It was your
KDB and Foden. But I said I did make a last minute change. I had Gundogan first.
I think Gundogan is a shout as well for what he did for City in Jan to March. Man did a madness. Who was your other one? Foden, the KDB.
I had Mount in there.
Foden Mount, KDB Mount.
I had Foden Mount.
Foden Mount.
Yeah.
You had 1, 2.
So there's 2 KDBs, there's 2 Fodens.
And there's 2 Mounts?
No, and there's 1 Mount.
Oh, 1 Mount.
Yeah.
And Mount does play CM sometimes, but he mainly usually plays just off of the striker, left or right.
Alright, well, you know what? I'm happy to go Gundogan. I think.
I'm happy to go Gundogan.
That's something we can all put a hat on Gundogan, innit? Nah.
What, KDB Gundogan, yeah?
Yeah. Fernandes could have got a shot as well, but nah, he didn't. Nah.
And listen, just for the record, yeah, all you Che and all these man that keep shouting me, and Flash especially as well, that I hate United, I put Shaw in there and Fernandes. So, yeah.
No, but on that note, quickly, let me just jump in on that, yeah, because you man used to love being hated when you're winning. Now you're not winning, you're crying about, oh no man, United bias and that. Shut up, man. That's what I'm saying.
But
we move.
Yeah,
we move.
I think Fernandes got an honourable mention.
No one likes United. No one ever liked United. But back in, let's be real.
Same with Arsenal.
You man were the most successful team. Everyone hated United, didn't it?
Yeah.
But when you're winning, you're calm, innit? So you just got to take the L's as well, innit? We're all taking them, fam. We're all taking them.
Good evidence.
Good evidence.
And the worst thing about that one, yeah, is I still think Arsenal took the biggest L from that.
Yeah, they slightly did, you know.
We took the biggest
They slightly did, you know.
Trust me, but I just like to be able to use it as someone else.
Yeah. No, we took the biggest L. The biggest L.
Yeah.
Alright, boom.
Alright, so KDB Gundogan. I think that's a good pairing.
Good pairing. Let's start with the left and right side on the wings then, yeah? 'Cause I think the 9, everyone's gonna have the same.
Well,
9.
I've gone Salah Foden, like either side. So Salah I've gone on my right side and Foden on my left.
So Salah, I did initially have Salah in there, but I took him out for my guy Saxon.
I wanted to put Grealish in there, but he had a big injury as well, and so I put Salah Foden.
Last minute change for me. Fuck Salah now. Now we've done all that. I'm putting Foden in my team and Grealish.
Foden, Grealish.
Yeah, I don't care where they play. They're
So
in my
you
team.
going Foden Grealish as well?
They're in my team.
And we
Well,
get rid of
let's
Salah.
just go Grealish, because he's what?
No, I didn't put
You
Grealish.
didn't put Grealish.
No, I put
had
Foden,
Grealish.
Salah in it.
I had Grealish, you had
I had
Grealish.
So let's go Grealish.
Grealish, one side. So the other side's up for debate. So I had Saka in it.
Can we just quickly put a striker in there because we know who it is going to
But
be?
we've all put Foden in the team at some point.
That's what I'm saying. I would go, yeah.
Can't then not put him in the team.
Okay, yeah, so Grealish, Foden.
Grealish, Foden, Kane.
And then Kane up top.
It's a non-argument to
You
say.
ain't got Lacko?
But Bamiyang.
No, Bamiyang.
Oh yeah, trust me.
So is that the squad, yeah?
Alright, so that's the team. That's our team. Let's just a little recap on that. So Emi Martinez in goal, Kufau right back, Shaw left back, and the centre back pairing of Diaz and Fofana. We've got Rice in the pivot with KDB and Gundogan sitting a bit further forward. Then we've got Grealish on the left, Foden on the right, and Harry Kane up top. Hit us up in the comments, let us know what you think about this lineup. If there's anyone that you'd have in place of the guys that we got in. What I like about this team is it's very easy to go with United, City, Liverpool players and just fill out the team all them, man. But I think it's important, especially from this season, to acknowledge the fact that there's a lot of teams that have had good seasons, great seasons actually, punched above their weight and
Even
done
like the
their
Leeds
thing.
man, innit?
Yeah, and
Like
to
we
be
don't
fair,
throw any money. Like Bamford, honourable mention as well.
Honourable mention for Bamford. Even Calvin Phillips.
Ollie Watkins, they need shout out.
Ollie Watkins,
First season,
Ollie Watkins, yeah.
Calvin Phillips for me, if he could have stayed fit throughout the season, would have been a contender to be in the
You know
lineup.
what? I don't see it, you know?
Do you not?
Oh, do you know what? I'm with Lowey, you know?
Do you not
I
see
don't see
it?
the hype.
No, I don't see the
Do you
hype
not see
either.
I saw it last season, the championship.
I'm with Lowey, fam. I don't really get the hype.
I've seen it for England when he's played a couple
Like,
times.
think of just a DM, or a DM with passing ability as well. Like, long ball tech, like,
I'll
great
go
passing.
Rice over.
Well, passing, Phillips has got a much better kick of the ball, man.
Listen,
Take set pieces.
listen, I don't need him doing long.
Yeah,
long
I'm with
You
diagonals.
don't, but it's another string to his bow, innit?
England, I
Like,
don't need him doing that, fam.
Yeah, I
I've
do
got,
hear
I've got
that.
5, 6
I am not
I
actually
hear that.
I'm not actually
I hear
that gassed on
that.
Phillips.
No,
I rate Phillips, man. I rate him.
I rate what Leeds have done this year.
And drop into
And he's
centre
been a
back.
part of it, but
Yeah.
I'm not
And that
like
might be-
very gassed around the hype around him, innit?
And that might help you.
I'd rather go Ward Prowse, fam. Fucking, I'm saying, to see him as well.
Yeah.
Honourable mention, by the way.
Honourable mention for Ward Prowse as well. She had a good
The
season.
free kick techie.
Yeah, even though Southampton fell off. Alright, so now we've got the team. What I want to get from you, man, is your player of the season. Let's start with player.
Oh, sorry. Honourable shout out to Stuart Dallas. Because my man must have played about 7 positions this year. I was going to give a shout out to him.
Yeah.
Because he actually played bare position this
And
year.
plays it well as well.
And plays it well, yeah. He's
nah.
a consistent 7 and 8 and stuff like that. So no, shout out, sorry man, sorry to cut you.
No,
off.
that's
I was just thinking because obviously Northern Ireland played today as well. I think he's Northern Irish in it.
And talking of Dallas, actually, we had the choice between Moyes and Guardiola, but Bielsa's up there for me as well.
Oh,
Slightly, do you know what? Yeah.
Bielsa's in there for me
Honourable
as well.
mention to Bielsa.
Honourable mention to bring a team up from the Championship
Yeah.
and have done as well. Top half finish,
Yeah.
finish 8th, whatever. Yeah, big him up. Player of the season though.
I've said mine when we had the episode with Ken. It's easy for me. It's Ruben Diaz.
Ruben
What
Diaz.
he's done to City is phenomenal, and
Phenomenal.
I can't see how there's anyone that actually challenges him for the player of the season. So mine's easy, Ruben Diaz.
Yeah.
It's like when Van
I'm
Dijk
a bit of a battle with myself because I'm thinking Kane's numbers, although some of the assists that he got, Kane's numbers are mad.
There's a shout.
They're mad. Their numbers, I think they were similar, maybe not as similar, but when Omri should have won Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
And Nedved
Ballon d'Or?
Yeah.
Or Ballon d'Or.
Ballon d'Or, sorry, Ballon d'Or.
He just had the Ballon d'Or, innit? Man did the Ballon d'Or.
Ballon d'Or. Sorry, Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
So it sounds better, Dior anyway.
It does like that.
Like, them numbers are mad. And I think,
Yeah.
our worst team, that's why I'm going to give it to Kane over him. Our worst team.
He carried Spurs this year.
Carried them, fam.
Oh, he's been carrying them for the last 5
If he
years.
gets injured playing for England, that's because his back's hurting, fam. His back's hurting.
He's been carrying them, man, for real.
I think that's a great shout, other than Diaz, to be fair. Like Lowe's, I think that's a good shout.
They were my two. That was the battle.
It's a really good shout, man. I've got a few names, but these men could be eligible for young players, so I'll keep them out of this one. I think both.
Diaz falls into that, innit?
Yeah, he does.
Oh, he does.
He falls into
Well, in
that.
that case, obviously, I think there's coming of age sequence for Foden.
He's my young player, though.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I'll keep them names out then. So for me, it's a tricky one, man, because I think it depends what level you look at it. Harry Kane, in terms of numbers, phenomenal. In a season where Tottenham have struggled, top assist, top scorer, phenomenal. I think you said that's happened 4 times in history.
Yeah, 4 times in history.
Exactly. So that's a phenomenal achievement, especially at a team like Spurs. No disrespect, but let's be real. Let's keep it 100, man. Ruben Diaz. I think I've not seen a defender come in and have that impact since Van Dijk, and we know how highly Van Dijk is rated.
But that's another thing why I like it though, because a lot of time in football we just give too much credit to attackers.
Yeah.
And I like that this year you can safely say, well not safely say, but you can definitely put forward a defender to say, do you know what, this guy's changed the back line of City.
Yeah.
Like Virgil did.
I want to shout out a guy we've not even mentioned yet, and he was Iheanacho. Probably not going to be player of the season, but he had a great season coming of age as well.
I think he had a great business end of the season.
Yeah.
Not a great season.
Okay,
but
fair.
Yeah, my guy's hot right now.
Yeah, he's hot. Do you know what? I think I'm going to give it to Ruben Diaz. Big respect to Kane for what the numbers he produced. For me, obviously this year the assists with the goals is phenomenal, but we expect them sort of numbers from Kane. I think Diaz coming into England, but I do.
You expect that amount of assists from
the goals, but obviously he's changed his game, dropped deeper, and he's still getting the goals. So I respect him for that. But for me, Diaz, when you come in, you look at the Man City defence, the likes of who the guy? What's his name?
Laporte, Stones,
the one they got Otamendi, and them, man. Since Vince Kompany's left, it's been an L at the back for them, man. And Diaz has come in, and you can see he's had that and obviously you've got to give Fernandes credit for this as well. United, he's had that sort of impact that Fernandes has had, where he's come in, he's grabbed
everyone got a shot for the net.
Yeah, and he's got the troops going. You've got the likes of John Stones, who was looking finished. He's revived his career.
Well, they would have signed Nathan Ake with the intention of starting him.
Exactly.
And John Stones has just come out of nowhere.
Anybody that plays alongside Diaz looks class.
Yeah.
Just like Van Dijk, innit? So that sort of impact, and obviously gone on to reach their first Champions League final and win the league. I'm going to lean towards Diaz, but I don't want to discredit Kane because he had a phenomenal season as well.
No, I think that's
so big him up. In terms of young player of the season, I think we threw out a few names already. The likes of Mount and Foden. I don't think there's any other names that you got to throw into the hat for this one.
I mean, I really wanted to go Mount with my heart. But again, I'm being very humble in this episode, and I've gone with Phil Foden. Just because they won the league. My man's had his breakout season. Mount technically had his breakout season last year. But to replace David Silva and to do what the kid's done, like every time I watch him, he's glossy on the ball, fam. So
Foden done a madness against a couple of teams as well. He's done the big teams done a madness.
He's done a madness.
So yeah, Phil Foden for me.
I think he's one of the obvious front runners in that. I just want to give a few shout outs though, because in a season that's been difficult, there's been a few young players that have come through and have emerged. Also, you mentioned James Justin, he had his injury. A few guys that are obviously not going to win it, but I still want to give him a shout out. Luke Thomas is coming at left back for Leicester City.
Yeah, Luke Thomas.
He's done well for them. Bukayo Saka has been phenomenal. I think he's definitely in that the front runners for
Ben White.
Yeah, Ben White's been brilliant.
Is Tyrone Mings young enough to do it?
Nah. If we're talking Villa though, you've got like Jacob Ramsey's come through, played a couple of times, he's young. There's a lot of, it's an exciting time for England footballers, 100%. For me, I think it's between the three. I think Mount Foden and I'm throwing Saka into the hat as well, actually.
I think that's the top three.
Top three.
Could you throw Reece James in there?
Because he's young enough, yeah?
I think he probably is.
21, I think.
Yeah, Reece James could be in there as well.
Just before we make a decision, like, I know my decision anyway, but I just want to, I know it's not the Arsenal show, but I just want to give a shout out to Everton Smith Rowe, because the guy has been, if you've seen him, he's kind of come up and where he's been injured. Gone somewhere else, got injured. Gone here, got injured. And like, he's always had, like, they've always spoken about his ability to be able to do stuff, and I just look at him now, I just think, you're such a good player on the ball.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, you're not young player of the year, but
Joe Willock.
you just kicked on.
Joe Willock is another one, yeah.
Joe Willock is actually a good
Smith
shout.
Rowe was at Huddersfield last year on loan, so they come up.
He's kicked on.
Joe Willock, I've been another one deserves a shout out because I've been really impressed by how he's responded to going out on loan. Been really impressed. Yeah, really impressed by how well he's responded to going out on loan. Scored a bag of goals for Newcastle. Done really well. A player that probably deserves to be in the starting lineup next season, but so shout out to Joe Willock on that one. Honourable mention for Joe Willock as that as well.
I think that's an honourable, but again, I think it's like in an Iheanacho where.
Shout Bearman, I do.
I think Joe Willock had a good
end
to the season, but then to be fair, if he had given that chance at Newcastle from the start of the season, would he? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you don't know, innit?
Yeah, I'll be real. My guy's Foden, man.
I think it's Foden, man.
He's just coming of age.
Foden is unreal, man.
Big up Phil Foden.
And now we can all enjoy him together watching England.
It's nice that it's an English guy as well. That's
Yeah.
It's not a guy that we've imported all the time. Into that kind of discussion.
What are you saying about Matt now? You on the bandwagon now?
No, listen. I said that. I said that.
I know, you said it way back.
I started watching him a bit bored now, and I appreciate him. I think he's a good player. How are you gonna squeeze them in? He doesn't make my England team personally, but we're not gonna talk about that. But there we go.
That's gonna be interesting.
He's been very good. Very good. I'll take what I back from the beginning of the season. I'll take it back.
That pass to Havertz, by the way, I know he had bare space. Havertz had space.
Great
but
pass.
Flipping on.
Don't know what Zinchenko was doing, but great pass.
Did you see that Mount, quickly, sorry, did you see that Mount replicated the Drogba?
Yeah, he done that. Yeah, fair play to him, innit? Fair play.
What, I mean,
Yeah.
unreal, man. Up the Chelsea.
Alright. So before we even kick on, I want to know from you, man, who you think are the biggest letdowns of this season. So I'm talking about a team that's either underachieved.
Yeah, I've got a team and a player.
Go on.
So the player, for me, the letdown is Bruno Fernandes because he still can't do it against the big teams. That's the letdown for me. You're a letdown. You're letting the team down. My letdown of the season, team-wise, Arsenal. There's no doubt about it. It's Arsenal.
You reckon? What did you expect from your team this season? Like, I'm not even trying to avoid it.
I expect us challenging for the Europa League spots. We didn't even challenge, bro. You can't have a late push.
You've got to challenge.
We've been hovering around 10th for time.
I do hear that.
He was gunning us from when Lampard left, we were still 10th.
I do hear that.
Do you know, I don't. The reason why I wouldn't go Arsenal is because for me, we finished 8th last season and we finished 8th this season, and it's only a flop if you had these high expectations. But if we're being realistic, we didn't do nothing to come back as a better team than we were last season. In my opinion, innit?
I think it's quite harsh
We crept into Europe through the back door last season, and
bottled it in the semi-final against good.
And if we made a Champions League this year, it would have been a greater heist than last year because we didn't deserve to be in there personally. But I get what you're saying. Let down. Being an Arsenal fan, it's been let down.
I'm trying to know what teams let you down more than that.
I know my team. Now you said that. It's Leicester.
Again.
Do you know why though? Purely because of the fact, me and you said it on our episode, you can't spend that long in the top 4 out of all the people that finish in the top 4 and not finish in the top 4.
But
that's harsh.
That's harsh because you called them not to make the top 4.
Yeah, I called them personally.
So then,
but imagine.
But you're still saying it's your letdown.
No, imagine holding it down for that long, and fumbling it like that.
But I still think though,
not even for the first time.
I think that's harsh though,
for the second time.
They've punched above their weight
still
for that long. Like even them finishing in where they finished, it's a good season. They've done the same position they finished last year, plus the FA Cup. I don't know if I can call them letdown this season, in my opinion. But
if we're taking away again, we keep saying we're just looking at Premier League now. I understand the FA Cup.
Even that though, they finished in the same position they finished last year.
Yeah, but more time.
Down the season?
Yeah, because last year they let themselves down by not finishing in the top 4. Then this year they made a repeat of it by not holding it down.
But last year they were overachieving being in the top 4 and they fell short.
I mean, let's be
still
real.
Going to Europe.
Let's be real.
And the season before, and the season after, they've done the same thing.
Yeah, but let's be real. Since they've won the league, they're at it now. They're more of a threat, right?
Yeah.
And you expect there's a lot of a greater.
They're not one of the top 4 teams, top 4 best teams in England though.
Huh?
They're not one of the top 4 best teams in England.
How can you say that? They've come
finished
up
fifth.
Well, that's one way you can say that. But even on paper, they're not the top 4. If you look at their actual squad, the money they spent, what are you telling me they rank above Liverpool, City, Chelsea?
Yeah, but I'm not saying
United.
Liverpool, City, or Chelsea have underachieved what they should. You know what I'm saying? I think Leicester personally for what they did and how long they were in the top 4 for. They should have stayed in there, innit? And they've done it for the 2nd year running. I think that's a letdown.
And I hear that, but when I say letdown the season, would you have predicted Leicester being top 4?
I would have predicted them fighting for it. Yeah, 100%.
They did fight for it.
Yeah, and they did fight for it. So
They just
would you predict them being in the top 4 end of the season? Would that be your prediction?
Well, no, I didn't.
About 8 weeks ago, he said they weren't going to make it.
No, I didn't.
So then,
I didn't. But based on their situation of the season and how it was, they were in the top 4 for so long. It's just for me, it's a letdown.
that's fair. I hear that.
And they didn't finish it off.
For me, in my personal opinion, I think there were teams that were bigger letdowns. So you've got the likes of Wolves, who finished top 7 the previous 2 years, and I don't know where they finished in the bottom half of the table this year.
Do you know what though? I hear that, but I just think like no one cares. No one cares where they finish. And
I do hear that as well.
No one cares, man.
But I think
Other than that as well, you could go Everton.
You're not offering nothing in. You're not offering nothing in Europe.
Everton talked all the big talk before the season started. Yeah, Ancelotti.
Up there at the beginning.
All of them. James Rodriguez.
Alan.
Yeah, I'm pleased. Ancelotti. All this big talk started the season.
What about Spurs?
Sheffield United.
Spurs. Yes.
Mourinho.
All of that.
I don't know if I can say Spurs.
Yeah, I think so.
Didn't have an
Spurs.
expectation.
Yeah, Sheffield United.
Called it early.
Yeah, you did call it early.
I can't see that as a under. Oh, actually, maybe.
Finished ninth last year, bloke.
No, to be fair, no, that's
Yeah.
a shout. That is a shout.
And even based on how they started Southampton, you called it early. But how we were talking about them at the start of the season,
Yeah,
and how they finished the season.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't.
Maybe
think
less
it's
so,
a
but
letdown, to be
yeah.
fair. But yeah, go on.
But yeah,
What's yours?
for me, it's between Everton. Initially, I was thinking Everton and Wolves, innit? Those were my 2. I was thinking, yeah, slightly with Wolves.
Called the Merseyside Spurs all year, fam.
Exactly, so that's where I'm going.
He seems right.
Merseyside Spurs. You've got the big time gaffer in. Signed James Rodriguez. Gassed me up first game of the season, beating Tottenham.
They must have spent 100 mil
Yeah,
in the summer.
yeah.
Can't remember, but they spent a lot,
Spent P in it.
and they've got good players as well.
Yeah.
Nah, so I'm going Everton. I'm going Everton. Yeah.
Ancelotti's not going to Everton. You're going Hala Madrid, fam.
Yeah.
Is it Hala Madrid?
Hala.
Or they say Hala Madrid, isn't it?
HALA, innit?
Yeah.
Has he got a quarantine?
It's a summer though, isn't it?
Yeah, he's calm.
He's
innit?
calm.
Yeah,
By the time season starts, he'll be calm.
Yeah.
I know these men are getting away with it.
More time, yeah.
More time, yeah. It's got nothing to do with football at all, yeah. Did anyone see the model that took a picture in business class and it was later seen in the economy?
Nah, I didn't see that.
Yeah, that's this influencer world we live in, though.
Oh.
It's all fake, blood.
Oh, the fake. Sorry, I don't know why that came to my head.
Nah, it's moist. But yeah, boom. So again, crazy season, man. I think start of the season, you man definitely.
Yeah, me and Lowey said City to
you
win it.
called City to win the league.
Yeah.
I think I was leaning towards Liverpool. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think I went Liverpool. I was saying you've been talking about Sheffield United going down all season.
To be fair, I had the bottom 3 as it was. Until you got into my head.
You up with the Fulham team.
I think I had the bottom 3 as well. I definitely called Fulham.
I was thinking Burnley. I thought Fulham were going to stay up and Burnley were going to go. But Sean Dyche pulled it around.
Yeah, that's
What I wanted to ask you, man, actually, is now obviously the season's done, the Championship season's done, and we know who's going to come into the Premier League next season. So the 3 teams coming up are Watford, Norwich, and Brentford. I don't know if you man see much of the Championship this season, but
Yeah.
you think any of them man have got it what it takes to stay up next season when they come up, or
I think Brentford are going to go straight back down.
You think?
Yeah, I
Brentford
do.
are a team I'm excited by. I'm not gonna lie. to you.
I'm not saying I'm not excited by them.
Yeah.
I just don't think they've got it in them to stay in the Premier League. Norwich are a funny one because Norwich are kind of like a Fulham, they're a yo-yo club.
Yeah.
But I slightly feel like Norwich, if they hit form, which they didn't do when they come up last time with like the likes of Timo Pukki and that, they could be okay.
Okay.
And then who Watford.
Watford.
Watford are a funny one as well,
Funny
man.
team. It's
Like,
funny teams coming up. It's funny.
I don't think it's easy to come up and stay in the PL.
No, it's not.
But
It's not.
I definitely am going to call Brentford to go back down next year.
Currently, I'm calling it all three to go down.
You think?
But the worries I have now would be look at Brighton in that mix and Burnley again.
Yeah.
I think Wolves.
I
Because
think
I
that
just
mix
look
as
at,
well.
I look at the financial side for Burnley, you're not going to really invest. And then I look
Yeah.
at Brighton, if they lose a couple key players, it could be a bit big for them.
But Burnley have
just-
got Sean Dyche, fam.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But listen, that was taken so far, man. It's done well. He's done well.
But that's
But
what
I
I'm
look
saying.
at them and I think to myself, even like, so for me, of them three teams coming up, I'm most excited by Brentford because
Same.
even though he's not done it in the Prem, in Ivan Toney they've got a clinical goal scorer.
I agree,
Every
though.
time he stepped up levels, he's banged goals.
But do you reckon
I'm
they'll keep
excited to
him?
see.
Do you reckon someone will not come in and sweep him?
Now they've got the Prem.
Right there.
If they lost the playoff final,
And he would've
he's getting
gone.
scooped in it because he banged up many goals in the champ.
Question.
But he comes up with confidence. I'm excited to see what he does in the Prem.
Was he better than Ollie Watkins
In my opinion, yes.
when they were in the championship?
100. More quality.
I agree.
More quality. Better goal scorer.
He's fearless as well.
Exactly. So
I
you see
think
what
so.
Ollie Watkins come up and done. Ivan Toney come up next season.
I think he's taking
I think
his
he's banging goals.
Yeah.
I
So,
don't actually think it's enough for them though. I think they'll leak goals.
Yeah, so do I.
Maybe.
Because, but what I will
And they
say,
still got that 5'6" goalkeeper, was that?
5'6".
He's not 5'6", but he's bare short.
What, the Spanish guy?
It's a Spanish
Yeah,
dude.
that's right. Yeah.
he's
but do you know what though? There's always, I don't know who it will be, but there's always one team that comes up,
Yeah.
usually in the PL, and it surprises everyone and they have a good start like the season.
Yeah.
So I don't know what one it will be.
Yeah.
But there's always one team like even
And
Sheffield
obviously,
United and that. Do you know what I'm
Norwich
saying?
and
Like,
Watford have got the Premier League experience. And
Yeah, I
whatnot,
don't know,
so
man. I don't
interesting. But one thing's for certain, we're in for a very interesting season next year. Fans back in stadiums. Hopefully we see full stadiums back.
and what, Brentford
Games
away?
behind closed doors. Finger the pass. Boy.
Brentford away, you know?
Yeah, boy.
I might be Brentford home, boy.
Yeah, for the whole yeah, trust me. I'm on the bees, cuz. Yeah, so yeah, crazy season, man. Boy, season 1 for the boys as well, but we're not done. We're back next week for the Euro show, so we're going right through the summer, boys. So keep it locked, keep it real. You know the drilly. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you to everyone that's followed the journey so far.
Big love, man.
Obviously, it's been the boys' first season. We're only going to keep getting better and better, and the two Maggies Dons are here to stay. Come on. You know the drilly, guys. If you're fucking with us, you're rocking with us. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. You know the drill. Keep it real, keep it locked. Stay safe and stay blessed. We out.
Jeez. Champions.